This is Tim Worm from the channel Lessons on the Web, the channel dedicated to teaching the world piano and music. And welcome out tonight. Today we are talking about a lead sheet, so I'm going to basically introduce it to you and how you can generally figure out and what lead sheet means. And actually this is also a song tutorial in the same one. I Think I Love You from the Partridge Family, which is a request that I had. But I think, I can get both of the lessons in on the same one. So remember that if any time during a lesson you feel like you're learning something, give it a thumbs up and let others know that this is a lesson they can learn from as well. So let's not waste any time. Let's get started. Okay, everybody, back again. So here we go. We are going to take a look at this song. As you notice, it says ukulele at the top. It actually has a treble clef, but no bass clef to be found. So what does that mean? Well, that means we're talking about lead sheet probably, or we're just talking about something with the treble clef. But we're actually talking about lead sheet, which is these chord symbols. As you can see if I zoom in, it doesn't have a left hand to it, but it does tell you different chords to play. Let me get some headphones on for us. Let me get this wrapped around here. Here we go. Now we're all set and ready to go. So anyway, how are you going to do this? Well, what I first recommend is going through and playing, the melody. Even if you don't know the song, when I first heard the name, I was like, oh, I don't know if I know that song, but I did once I started to play it. I will not sing along with it. Sorry about that. So anyway, let me get this a little bit for us. Here we go. So you want to get a good grasp on the right hand first. Actually, I need to scroll down a little bit to play the rest. That's as far as we're going tonight with this one. It's just really the introduction. So I'm not going to go through every note. I mean, you can kind of follow me along with the the light up keys and the piano keys if you need the melody, but it is in D minor, so a lot of the notes are based around D, F, A. In the beginning we have D, F, A flat, F, E, E, F, E, A. So those are all things that are around in D minor, which fits the key signature we are in as well. Okay, so once you learn, all the notes for the right hand, you want to go through and start thinking about what chords am I going to have, or I'm going to be playing with the left hand, because we need to fill it in with something, right? It sounds too boring. I mean, fine, it's a good song. So it needs a little pizzazz, right? So we're going to figure out what these chords are. As you can see, it says D, M, D, circle 7, A, D, M, D, circle 7. So you may be like, well, what does that mean? Well, I'm going to tell you. So if it says D, M, first of all, it says just D or just the letter. That's a major chord. That implies a major. If it has an M next to it, it implies that it's a minor chord. So it really pays to know your major and minors for this lesson. But like I said, if you can follow along with me on the keys, I think you'll do okay. And if you want to check out how to play all those chords, you can check out my music theory playlist, which somebody may type into the comments where to find that, or I may do it as well. Or you can check out my website, but we'll stay here for now. So anyway, we have D, F, A. That's our D minor chord, and we're going to play it right where it hits on the right hand. And then it says D circle 7. What does that mean? Well, if it says D circle 7 or any letter in that little circle 7, that implies that it's a diminished chord, which kind of goes along with this A flat up here. So far we have. Now, we have this E here. We're going to move down and we're going to hit, it just says A, right? It doesn't tell us anything more than that. That implies A major. So remember, you have the chord right if it sounds happy, right? Because the major chord is supposed to sound happy as opposed to sad. flavor to the song. Now what we're going to do is we're going to go over after A and take a look. What are the two chords we have here? It says DM, so you need to ask yourself, what does DM mean? Well, it means D minor, right? So we're back to D minor. So it's the same thing again. And then D circle 7, which, by the way, how you really say it is D diminished 7th. Well, oh, that's right. There's actually another note on there. So it's D, F, A flat, B. But just know that circle means diminished. And then when you hit this A, we have A above that. So what chord am I going to hit? It doesn't say M. It doesn't say, circle 7 or diminished 7th. It just says A. So you're just going to hit an A triad, A major triad. Now, remember that when you hit this next measure, where it says sleeping, that it's going to be B flat since that's in our key signature. And we have a D M chord. What is that? Well, it's D minor, remember. That's why it pays to know the right hand well, so you can focus more on the left hand then. And then for the next one, for a good dream, it's going to say A. So where am I going to go? Think about it. I'm going to go to an A major chord. And then it just says C, plain old C. Am I going to play C diminished? No, I'm going to play C major. Now we're on the last line. It just says G. Well, where do I go, right? You go to G major. And then GM, G minor. So how you tackle this one, well, just to kind of reiterate, if it has just the number, no M, no anything, it stands for major. If it has the letter and then an M next to it, it's a minor chord. And then if it has that little circle, that implies a diminished, and if it has a 7th, it actually means a 7th chord. And the weird thing about 7th is it doesn't have 7 notes like you might expect. It only has 4. And that's the reason, real quick, is because the distance between the bottom note and the top note is 7 notes apart. That's where we get the term 7th chord. But how I suggest you tackle a piece like this is learn the right hand first, like I had mentioned, and then go through each of the chords by themselves. You don't have to go right into it like I did. You go D minor, and then you have D minor 7. Now, if you need to look these up on a chord chart, you can, but like I said, it really pays to know chords, and this is why, so you can apply them really fast. A major, and just go through all the chords and see if you can move between the chords, fairly quickly, because you'll need to. And by the way, I am playing these all in root position. In case anybody knows, I'm not using proper voice leading if you're a real advanced student. But anyway, A major, C major, G major. I've been doing this a long time, by the way. It will take you more time. And then what you want to do is very slowly put it hands together. So you have. And then I'd scroll down. Here we go. And that's really how you do it. So I only want to do the first page of this because this song can be like 6 or 7 pages long. And I didn't think it was necessary to do the whole thing because I want this to be an introduction to lead sheet. This isn't like the comprehensive hour-long course on lead sheet. This is just an introduction and an introduction to this song as well. So again, check out the key signature, D minor, go through the melody,